6 new information, just how stressed Charlotte's banks are and whether you should be stressed too. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Bobby Sisk, in for Dave Wagner.
And I'm Sonia Gant. The government's stress test results are in, and the early predictions on Charlotte's two biggest banks were right on. Both Bank of America and Wells Fargo have to raise billions in capital in order to survive if the economy were to get worse. Bank of America has to raise $33.9 billion. Wells Fargo, $13.7 billion. News Channel 36 reporter Rad Berkey has been checking the numbers. He's joining us live in the newsroom.
Sonia, right now we are monitoring both Bank of America and Wells Fargo, that of course took over Wachovia, for their reaction. Wells has already said it will offer $6 billion in common stock to the public to start raising the money they need. Financial experts overall today say that while the banks appear to be healing, they are not yet cured. But Charlotte's biggest banks can feel a little better tonight, and if you own stock in them or have deposits with them, so can you.
This is good news for banks like Wells and banks like Bank of America.
That's right. Even though the banks need billions more in capital to make the government happy, they can get that cash without having to go back for more federal bailout money. Here's how. Sell stock. Bank stocks are up, meaning people are investing in them again. Convert preferred shares to common stock, creating common equity. Or they can sell assets. That would be some of the businesses they own or invest in. But for smaller banks like Fifth Third, Class says the test results aren't so good.
Because they won't have the ability to go into the market and sell new shares of common stock the way BofA would.
With the stress test finally over, bank expert Tony Plath says the big winner might turn out to be Ken Lewis of Bank of America, who was stripped last week of his role as chairman of the board.
Which strengthens his position because he's got less government intrusion in his business going forward.
Now, some early reaction coming in already. Citigroup says the feds used what they call a Stark scenario to test the banks. And Wells Fargo's chief financial officer said, "We have no idea how the government arrived at their end results." The banks that need more capital will have until June 8th to get a plan together and then get it approved. Now, for you, the important thing to remember out of all this stress test drama is these banks are solvent. Your money is safe and insured by the federal government, and no one is expecting anything like a run on the banks. Live in the newsroom, Rad Berkey, News Channel 36.